Hey, Hades Mega here with another Toyota Rav4 Prime video. Alright, so in this video, it's a continuation of the inverter saga, okay? That's what I'm going to call it. I put a lot of work into this inverter, and this is the last thing I'm going to do with it. I'm going to install another outlet on my Rav4 Prime, alright? And I had actually originally wanted to do this before. However, what was the dealie? I couldn't find the outlet, and I just did. All right, I got it. All right, so this is it. So this is the trim for the outlet, and this is the actual outlet itself. Unfortunately, I don't have the connector or the wire for it, so we're gonna have to do some engineering. So let's say, all right. Anyway, we'll take a closer look at that in a minute, but we're gonna install those in this vehicle. All right. If you don't know, the Rav4 Prime XSE with the premium package, all right, I don't know, maybe in the 2023 models and up, it might be like an option that you can get like easily, I don't know, but on the 2021 Rav4 Prime SE, you can't get the inverter, okay? You don't get the inverter option. You have to get the XSE with the premium package, all right? Not just the XSE, but the XSE with the premium package Rav4 Prime, okay? Got it? You need the highest trim to get the inverter, all right? But yeah, so because of that, they have the provisions to install the outlet in there, okay? It's not going to quite work like the OEM one, but it'll look like it, right? Okay? So if you haven't watched my previous videos on how to install the Giandel 1200W pure sine wave inverter, you should probably check those videos out first, all right? But in this video, we're going to install a OEM outlet, and then we're going to wire it to the inverter, okay? Okay, so let's take a closer look at the stuff that we're gonna install, and then we'll get to it. All right, here we go. Okay, so here are the goods in question that we will be using. All right, it's three parts basically. So this one is the socket assembly power, all right? So there it is. Where did I get this? I got this from Modern Toyota, all right? Modern Toyota, all right? My email's on there if you guys want to email me. But I got this from Modern Toyota in North Carolina, all right? I will put a link in the description of the video where you could order this, okay? But it's the cover trim was $12.50 and the socket assembly was $33.90, okay? Wow, what a bargain for that trim piece, okay? So this was $12.50 and this is $33.90, all right? So, and there's the part number if you're interested. It's 85530-42060-Charlie0, okay? And yeah, this would be in here. It's called a socket assembly power, all right? I actually tried to order this through my local Toyota dealer, and they said they couldn't get it because the part number was obsolete or something. But these guys were able to get it, all right? And I think it's a part from Japan, all right? So get it while you can. I just want to say. All right, and here's the trim cover. All right, it's the cover deck side trim, all right? There's the part number for it. 64714-42110 Charlie 0, okay? And then so this would go here, all right? You would put that right there and flip this guy up, and wow, you got an outlet. Like, check at that, all right? But it even has a sticker, max 1500 watts. However, that should be 1200 watts, okay? AC 120, 1500 watts, all right? Just remember, Hades Mega doesn't have the OEM inverter, so you can only push 1200 watts through it, all right? And I'm pretty sure once you get past that 1200 watts, it will shut off, all right? I tested it already, okay? Okay, and also there's a hole for the 12 volt outlet, all right? Like I have on my Rav4, right? So my Rav4, instead of coming with the 120 volt outlet, it does come with a 12 volt outlet right here, right above the battery, right? And so that makes it kind of makes it easy to work on, right? Okay, so we're gonna have to take this trim off, install this trim, install this outlet in here, all right, and then connect it back in there. then connect it back in there. And then I've got this wire, all right? So this is a Tripp Lite. It's like a 14 gauge. It's a very good wire, all right? But I doubt we really need that much, all right? But I wanted to buy a good wire. I think this is about $10 from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description where I got this. It's basically a monitor power cable is what it is, guys, okay? Basically, we're gonna snip the wire, and then we're gonna wire it straight to this. We're gonna hardwire it, okay? Unfortunately, I don't have this connector. I've searched, and I searched, and I searched. I could not find this connector. I went to the junkyard to see if any other vehicles have this connector, and it's a really odd connector. I went to my Toyota parts department, and they told me to look for some kind of number on here, and I couldn't find any kind of number. Okay, so unfortunately, I can't find the connector for that. If you guys know, if anybody knows where I can get a connector with the pins and everything, please let me know. All right, but it'll be like too late already. Basically, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this housing, all right, for the connector, and then we're going to I'm just going to solder it onto those pins. All right, I've already checked it with a multimeter, and so these correspond to the outlet on the other side. All right, see, so this bottom one is the ground, right? So open this up. So the bottom one corresponds to the bottom one. Okay, this one on the left corresponds to the one on the right, because it's flipped, right? And then the one on the right corresponds to the one on the left. Okay, got it? I've already ohmed it out. All right, I checked it with the multimeter. Okay, so I already know that these correspond to the other side. All right, so it's like a mirror image of it. And yeah, so there we go. Okay, you know where I got it, and those are the ingredients that we're using. We'll probably use some solder and some shrink tubing. And then we're gonna, so you just need a power cable that's long enough to go from here to over here. I got the 6-foot one. Hopefully this will be long enough. I guess we'll find out right now. Okay, I just ran it, and I don't think it fits. But I do have one that's a 10-foot one right here, okay? So we'll figure out which one we need, all right? If I need extra, we'll use the 10-foot one. This was supposed to be for a charger that I had, all right? But I'll buy another one, I guess. They're very inexpensive, okay, guys? Okay, yeah. So I'm pretty sure if this doesn't fit, this will fit, okay? So we'll find out when we get there, okay? Well, it would be a shame to cut this off and then, you know, not use it. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's hop to it. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you want to take the battery cover out, all right? The battery tray cover, so you can get access to behind this panel, all right? And to do that, I've already taken it out, all right, guys? It's right here. It's really easy, okay? All you got to do is lift this up enough to clear that, all right? And just pull back on this. It should pop out, all right? You can see the clips here. Everything should pop out, and then pull up on the bottom, and then it should just come out like this. Okay, guys? Got that? You can probably close that for now. Okay, then the next thing we got to do is we got to remove this outlet. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've already done this, all right? So, but I'm gonna show you how I did it. All right, so basically you're gonna go back here. All right, so we're here, right? There's the outlet. We're gonna go down into here, right? It does help if you stick your head down there. See these clips here? You need to loosen these clips, all right? Well, this helps with the camera actually. All right, see this? These here? Yeah, so you wanna push it in and it should pop out, or push it up. Wait. Am I doing this right? Yeah. Oh, you wanna squeeze it, all right? So just squeeze these, all right? And it should pop out. I know you guys can't see it. Okay, you see how this one's already kind of coming out? If I press on the other side? Yeah, okay. So just squeeze the tabs like I showed you, and it should pop out. There you go. So you gotta squeeze them like that. So on the top, I think you have to squeeze downward. Yep. There you go, see? So that, I showed you what I was squeezing already, so. And it won't come out unless you do that. I mean, I guess if you pry at it enough, maybe it will. Okay, there's one of the bottom ones. I'm gonna do the upper left now. Okay, there we go. Then the one at 12 o'clock. Okay, and that should come out. You can press it the rest of the way out. That's the easiest way to get it out. I mean, I suppose you could just pry it out, but okay. And then there's the harness for it. I checked back there. There is no wiring back there for that inverter outlet. Okay, you just want to squeeze this right here. It should come out. Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, and then that drops out. Now taking this outlet out is a big pain in the booty, guys. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to take this outlet out, all right? Because it's a real pain in the booty, guys. All right, so here it is. You want to open it up. All right, so there's a plastic part that holds it to the outlet. All right, there's an outlet that basically the plastic part is what keeps it in, but the outlet is kind of in there. But if you look in here, I've already done it. I already did some practice, guys. There's two squares. There's two rectangles in there. All right. There's a rectangular part right here. Okay, there's a rectangular part right here. Oh, there you go. I know it's really hard to see. There's a rectangular part with a tab sticking out of it, and there's a rectangular part with like nothing sticking out of it. Okay, the one you want is the tab. All right, you want to press that in, and I think you want to push the whole thing. Man, I don't remember how I did it. I think you gotta press this in and then push the outlet out. All right, and yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it on camera, but I'll try. You want to do this without breaking it. Okay. So we got to move it to the other one. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, see how it popped out there? And just pull it out the rest of the way. Okay. And then the plastic part should come out. So what you need to do is squeeze the ends here. Alright, see this end? See this little tab that's sticking up? Yeah, you gotta push that in and then it should come out, alright? There's one on each side at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, okay? Squeeze it, it should come out, alright? Boom. Alright, and then there you go. So, so that's that. This is gonna go into new trim now. Alright, so this is gonna go in right here. Yeah, this one. So there's a little key on the bottom here, right? It's way easier installing it than it's taking it out. I can't believe I did it so easily. So it might be hard at first, I'm not gonna lie, because it took me a long time to figure that out, all right, to get it to work. Maybe because it kind of broke it in a little bit. I done it a couple times. All right, so push this in and it should snap into place. Okay? And then you're gonna want to put your so find out where that tab was, all right, and then you're gonna line that up to the where the thingy is. Okay, I don't think it's important which direction it goes as long as you get it in there, because this thing just spins all the time, all right. Okay, push it in until the tab snaps. Okay, there you go. And so we've installed the outlet in there. So now begins the fun part. We're gonna install the wiring for the new outlet. Okay, all right. So yeah. Okay, so we gotta modify this now. So like I said, I don't have this connector. I don't have the wiring. I don't have anything for it. So we're just gonna have to make you do with what we can do with this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut the housing of the connector out here. Okay. So we can get access to the pin so I can solder it, all right? And then we're just gonna insulate it with shrink tubing. So what I've got here is a Dremel tool, all right? It's a Dremel die grinder tool, and it's got the plastic cutting wheel. I just used it to cut the the hole for the remote switch, okay? So that's why I'm still using it, all right? Anyway, we're just gonna cut around the edge here, being careful not to cut the pins. Do not cut the pins, guys, all right? So be very careful. You can see everything that you're cutting, all right? So here we go. I know it's probably kind of hard for you guys to see what's going on, but And don't cut into the pins. Okay, I think I've cut pretty much all the way around, except I can't cut because these two kind of towers are still here. Okay, this part right here. I think we can just break it off now. There we go. Cool. Clean cut, not bad. Pretty happy with that. All right, so there we go. That's I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let me clean this up a little bit. Okay, so there it is. There's a close-up of it, and then there's the part that we broke off, okay? Or cut off and then broke off. Alright, so now we gotta go solder the wire on. Okay guys, so I ran the wire, alright? I plugged it in and everything already. And then 6 feet is not long enough, alright? So I ran it, and I didn't like run it. I didn't hide it behind the panels yet, okay? But it's coming around here, and I think we're gonna wanna move it like underneath here and then go straight up here. There's two ways you can go, okay? You can run the wire this way and then run it to here. Or, I know, since the outlet is gonna be on the left side, I feel it's better to go through here, right underneath my breaker here. And then up right next to the battery, then up this way. All right, but unfortunately, as you can see, not long enough. All right, it would be barely long enough. All right, and that's you know, already pushing it. So I need to use the 10-foot one. Okay, so we're gonna go use the 10-foot wire. I will maybe use this for something else, maybe, or I'll return it. One or the other. Okay, so now that we know the 6-footer won't fit, I know I should have just got another cable first and ran it. We're going to use the 10-foot cable. Okay. Okay, if it's excessively long, we'll make it shorter. All right, but let's kind of just do a quick home run here. All right, it's going to go through here. It's going to go somewhere in there, somewhere over here. Okay. Over here. Okay, and I'm pretty sure it's going to fit because the other one almost fit, but not quite. Okay, we'll see how much we can get away with cutting. Too much now. All right, we went from 6 to 10 feet. That's almost double the length. All right, so we're probably not going to use all of it. I think it would be wise to leave like 2 extra feet. So let's say, okay, it's gonna be something like that. All right, but I'm gonna tidy up the wires later. But we're just gonna get a ballpark figure. All right, so we want to pull this tight. All right, I want to pull it tight, and then so this is where it would be, like right here. I want to maybe add an extra foot, so maybe like that. All right, it's good to have a little bit extra, just in case we mess up. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it like right here. Okay, that should give us plenty of extra room. You know, if we need to route it in here. In fact, I would put like extra like 5 inches. Okay, we use almost all of it. All right, so I'm gonna mark it with my fingernail right here, and that's where we're gonna cut it. Remember when we were making the inverter cables and we used this guy? Well, we're going to use it again and get my money's worth out of this. All right, now I got to figure out where we're going to cut it. Right here was where we're going to cut it, right here. Okay. Okay, this is a 14 gauge wire. It's pretty strong. All right, there we go. That is now useless. Okay. All right, welcome. Hades Mega's back. It's the next day. I kind of just stopped last night, and here we are continuing again. So the last thing we did was we cut this little piece of the connector off. Could we have saved it? I don't know, man. You know what? We might be able to put it back on, but you know what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use a shrink tubing to keep it thing. Okay. I could probably put it back on. I have a plastic welding kit. But so what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to this, okay? I don't quite remember which wire goes, but you know what? We'll figure it out, all right? I'll show you how I'm going to do it. Basically, I'm going to look at this wire, and then we're going to plug it into here, and then we'll match the outlets, basically. All right, so I'm not going to lie. I could not find my large wire stripper last night, so I can't find it, so we're just gonna have to use a razor blade. He's gonna try not to cut himself. Okay, if we had a large wire stripper, it would be way easier. I think this will work. Okay. Now we probably want enough room to put some heat shrink tubing. So this is a 14 gauge wire. I don't know what all this freaking powder is. Hopefully it's not cancer causing or something, you know. All right, we got the 3 wires, so what I might do is let's peel this back a little bit. Going to cut a little bit right here. Okay. Okay. And so I think we're going to wind up using these. Yeah. So we're going to use these. Well, here's some smaller ones. Probably want to go with a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's go with these bigger ones. Okay, so this one, and this one we'll be using, okay? And so I probably want to strip this back probably another, that's like an inch, right? Probably just the same as this again, so keep on stripping it. We'll probably just put this back too. So that's why I don't want to cut it off. Right, but I cut into the jacket a little bit here. And so we only really need that much to strip. So I'm going to go ahead and cut maybe half of this off. My huge wire cutters here. They didn't do too good a job of that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to strip it where it was thing before. These guys. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to want to put the shrink tubing on now. Yeah, I have to peel this back a little bit more. Maybe. Yeah, let's peel it back a little more. It's okay, we can put it back on. Okay. So I know for sure green is ground, alright? Green is always ground, so that's going to go to the grounding one. So the grounding one, grounding pin is with this one right here. Okay, so we're going to solder it to that one. I know that for sure. Put this in here. Okay. I want to put this on before we solder it. And then we'll just put this cover back on and then zip tie the cover on. Too easy. Okay, so the tricky part, well, you know, honestly, it doesn't really matter. You can wire it any way you want, guys. The black is the hot wire, all right, and 120 volts, and the white is the neutral, okay? So let's figure out what prong that is on the cord. So Hayes Mega is not a electrician, all right? I'm not gonna lie, but I do some electrical work sometimes, all right? So how do I know what wires go everywhere? Well, I told you earlier, but anyway, the pins correspond to the ones on the back, okay? So the bottom one is the ground wire. Okay. Okay, so I've got it connected to the bottom right now. All I have to do is stick this in here, and it's on voltage. All right, you want it to be on resistance, right? Okay, you'll see something change when you make that connection. See, so that's okay. Should say like 0 ohms, right? Just like it did right there, right? If I put it in any of these, it won't make a thing. Okay, so this one right here, we're gonna do this upper right one here, which is to correspond to the the upper left one. Okay, because it's mirror, right? Okay, we should get something. I can't. Hold on. I need to stick something in there. Hopefully this works. I'm just gonna show you. I'm just showing you how I'm doing this, guys. Scientific method. Okay, so there you go. See that? It's doing some crazy stuff. So that means we know that this what is it? This blade, right? Or prong is connected to this one. Okay? So now we got to figure out which one is connected to what, all right? Well, obviously now the green is connected to the ground, right? This one, the odd one. Okay? See that? It's changing. It should say 0, but I have to pick the right setting. Okay, so now we're going to figure out which one is the black one. That's all we need. Then we figured all of them. Okay, so I'm going to connect it right here. Okay, and it looks like it's this one right here. Okay. Okay, so this is the black one. Yeah, okay, it even says it right here. Sorry guys, it even says it right here. This is ground. Well, it says E, N, and L, right? L, I know N means neutral. I'm not really sure what E means. And L is the black one, right? So the one that says N, neutral, is the white one, all right? So I'll plug it into the white one. There you go. Okay. I don't know what's up with this voltmeter, man. Okay. If you get some kind of reaction, okay, when I put it here, it's not going to show anything. because they're not connected. Got it? Okay, so how do we know which one to connect to where? Well, all we got to do is plug it in, right? Sort of, kind of. It's going to plug in like that, right? So we know the green is going to be on the bottom, and then the one that says N is the white one, right? So this is N. This is going to be white, all right? So white is going to be on the upper right. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and solder those. We've got the heat shrink tubing on there already, so when we're doing the thing, we can put them on. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and solder them now. So green and then white, right? If we look again here, I know Hades Mega has to just keep on telling him this. Yeah, it should look exactly like that, all right, when it's plugged in. So the white one will be here. I see this one says N right here. I know you guys can't read it. It says N, so this is the white one, okay? Honestly, it doesn't matter. You can do it any way you want, okay? It'll just be the phase will be reversed or something, you know? Okay. Your appliance will work either way. That's what I want to say. Okay, I'm going to go 10 each of the pins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder one wire. I'm going to solder the wires on the top of the pins, and I'm going to solder the ones on the bottom, the green one, on the bottom of the pin. Okay, so I'm going to tin the top of these ones and then the bottom of these ones. Probably don't want to heat it up too much because we could melt the plastic. Okay, just gonna flip this one over. Okay, now I'm gonna get my helper here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tin the wires now. Probably just the tips. Oh, I almost burnt my finger. Okay. Okay, now this will be easy peasy now. I don't even need to solder. Okay, I'm just gonna solder it to the corresponding places. So green was gonna be on the bottom here. I will hook up this guy. Sorry, one helping hand is good enough. Okay, there's one. So if I've kind of forgotten, I can look at the plug again, right? So the white is going to go on the upper right. So just, okay, yep. White on the upper right. Okay, and then the black is on the upper left. Okay. Connected. What I want to do is give them a little tug to make sure they're secure. Okay, that seems pretty good. Then we're going to put our shrink tubing on there. Should add a little more support to it too. Oh, how have I got to do this? Like that. Alright, don't heat it up too much because you'll melt the plastic, man. Okay. Sorry, man, this thing does not like to focus. Okay. Okay, looks good. We're going to put our little wrap here around the cable, and then we're going to zip tie it. I feel like I'm on like some kind of cooking show or something. Probably put two. One at the base. Tails off. Okay, and so now there we go. That's our 12-volt outlet. All right. So let's make sure that we got the right connections. All right, we're going to test for connectivity now. So it's going to be like that, right? When I plug it in like that, the white one. This one says N, all right, so the white one is on the upper left, right, if you remember correctly. Hazemaker forgets stuff all the time, so I have to keep on reminding myself. So we're going to connect this one here, upper left, here. All right, and then I'm going to go plug this connector in here, so. Okay. Then I'm going to. Okay. So I got a reading just now. Should be good. There you go. Okay. All right, so that should be good. And then we want to check the green. The green is the grounding prong. Okay, I'm getting something. Okay, we're just checking for connectivity, that's all. Okay, now I got it on the other one. Alright, there we go. So they're all connected to where they're supposed to go. And then so, let's go install it. Okay, here we are in the trunk. There's our cable. So it's got insulation on the end, so we don't have to worry about it shorting out on anything. All right, we can close this cover for now. And so it's going to be, I'm not gonna lie, it's going to be a little tricky to install this. We have to like put it in and hope for the best type of thing. All right. What I think I should do is let's put it through the trim already. All right. So there's a little notch here, all right, a little key, so you know which way. But obviously you want to put it in a direction that you can read it properly, right? AC 120 volts, right? This is so rad. It's the same. It looks OEM, guys. I love it. Okay. Run that through there. And then remember just install it how you can read it, okay guys? There's a notch here, and then there's like a notch right here for that to go in there, right? So it should snap into place. It's actually pretty easy to install. There you go, that's how it's gonna look like when we put it in there. Now we're gonna go fish the the wire, we want to be very careful not to break the pins. All right, that's what we don't want. All right, we're gonna fish the wire through the hole. Okay, here. Okay. And we'll worry about routing it later. We've got plenty of cord to work with. Okay. And then we want to plug in our 12-volt outlet right here. Just plug it straight in. Okay. And then we're just gonna snap it into place. Snap it into place. Okay. Just be kind of careful with the wire. The wire's kind of pointing down a little bit. All right, now we're gonna go route the wire. Okay, so where I wanted to go was like through here, this same hole, or maybe through along here, along the side. No. Let's go underneath. Oh, there's like some kind of brace there. That's okay. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Got it through here. All right, through here. And I want to clean up my thing a little bit here. Well, you know what? Or we can go behind here. Remember, we have a lot of extra cord. Yeah, let's take this trim off. Take this trim off and we'll see. Okay, so since the wire's kind of dangling there and I don't like it because it puts stress on the pins. All right, you never know, it could just break off while we're driving. I'm gonna zip tie it to this wire here, and this will give this some support. It'll be like a strain relief as well. Okay, yeah, I put a zip tie right here, all right, and then I want to make sure that this is kind of loose, all right. The top part is loose, and then I want to tighten this. Okay, so now that this won't dangle. If this moves around, it's not going to affect this, all right. So now we can move it any way we want. And I'm going to cut the tail off. Okay, I cut the tail off, and now let's go. So now that this is zip tied to here, we could move this any way we want, and it won't pull on, it won't tug on this. All right, we don't want to break the connector. Also, another purpose the zip tie serves. All right, since it's connected to this wire here, I don't know what wire that is, guys, but when you're driving around, you know, especially if you're driving off-road, your vehicle's bouncing around all over the place, you know, and then it could mess up the connector if this is just, you know, flopping around all over the place. So we want to stabilize that as much as possible. Okay, because it doesn't have like a proper connector, guys. that's the drawback of this. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna figure out where we're gonna put this wire. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run it, and then I'm gonna go run the wire, and then I'll show you guys how I ran it. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is what I've come up with. All right. So I think I'm going to zip tie this right here so it doesn't get cut. So where you're running it along, all this sheet metal and stuff, some of it is kind of sharp, especially this stuff right here. Okay, this is not super sharp, but I want to zip tie this here, and then so I've got it running from here, zip tied here. We'll put a zip tie here later. I've got it running in front of the battery here, underneath here, and then we're going underneath this here, just alongside the bracket, and then we're going inside here. I removed this panel here. We'll put it back in, and I'll show you what it looks like after. And then and so I stuck it in. This is the wiring for my signal light, all right, for the trailer light. I already had that there, so I'm just followed that. I went into this square hole here, and it's going along this kind of conduit here. All right, and then there's something back here, but it was able to fit in there. This has to do with, I guess, the latch. And then so it's going this way, and it's in here. And then so if you want to adjust for any slack, you can do it in here. So right here I've got it looping, and I've got it coming out here, and then I stuck it underneath here. I tugged up on this and I shoved it in there as best as I could, okay? And I got it to come out of this hole, right? And then so I thought, like, oh, you know what, I want like a minimal amount of wires coming out of there, but this is actually kind of a blessing in disguise, that type of thing. So since it's long and it's really thick, all right, it's pressing against this part of the plastic here, so it's keeping the connector in there, all right? So like I said, when you're driving around, the vehicle's vibrating and bouncing around, this could come loose or it could break or something. So this is holding this firmly in place, so that actually helps. And it's also pressing on the other outlet, so it won't pop out. Okay, in the future I'm thinking of installing an outside outlet, but that'll be a separate video, okay? So we will have to make we'll have to put like a splitter, okay, or like an extension cord type thing. So it's gonna get pretty crowded in that area, all right? But for now, we'll go with this, all right? Okay, so let's go put this cover back and see if it all fits. Okay, I put a zip tie right here. I'll just leave this like this. This is forever just gonna be loose like that. But yeah, I put a zip tie along this, so it keeps it away from this. Now, I could really appreciate the engineering that went into running the wiring on this vehicle. Like, a lot of the wiring are not rubbing or touching anything. That's what you want, all right? Like I said, when you're driving around, your wires are vibrating and moving all over the place. You don't want it to chafe on anything, all right? It's kind of chafing on this, but this is plastic, it's fine. And this is a very, very thick cable, as you saw. All right, the jacket is very thick on that. It's good. It's a very good wiring, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go button everything up. Yeah, let's put this on first, and then we'll see how there it is with the scuff plate on. You can't even tell, man. You can't tell there's a wire coming out of there, and you can't tell there's a wire coming out of here, okay? Perfect, all right, just how I want it. All right, the only wiring that you will see in here is this and this, all right? Yeah, and then all this will be hidden with the cover. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back. Or actually, let's test it first.
All right, guys. So before we put everything back together, we're gonna go test it out. Let's go. All right. So, all right. So open the port here. All right. We need to turn on the inverter. Okay, it's on. 12.4 volts. One thing I forgot. 12.4 volts is too low, right, guys? It's got to be more than 13. Okay, we're gonna go fire up the vehicle. All right, so you have to, if you're going to use a lot of loads, you have to turn the vehicle on, okay? Okay, vehicle's on. Check our voltage. Should be higher than 13. All right, 14.2, perfect. All right, outlet's open. We're going to plug in our adapter. I'm not plugging adapter, plug in the cord. Duh. All right, here we go. Is it going to work or is it not going to work? Oh, there it is, it works. All right, so right now we're pulling 140 watts, not a lot, all right? But if I put it on high, all right, I'm reading it off the inverter, right? This is eating out 1.14 kilowatts now. That's a huge jump. All right, I'm gonna put this on the ground, and we're gonna let it run for like a minute, test it out, okay? Okay, it's a nice heater right now because my feet are getting cold. Okay, now the voltage went down to 13.4 volts. Now what we want to do is monitor the wiring and the outlet to make sure it's not getting too hot. All right, this is pulling close to what the maximum of this can do. All right, so this outlet is rated for 1500 watts, so it should be fine, right, guys? It should be. All right, so but we should make sure the wiring doesn't get too hot. All right, I'm feeling the wiring behind here. All right, and it's not getting hot. Okay, we're about 30 seconds. Let's let it run for like 2 minutes, okay, guys? I'm gonna speed up the video, all right, and then basically I'm just gonna we're just gonna check the wires. I'm gonna hold on to them and see how hot they get, all right? And I'll let you guys know that I know we don't have philo-vision or anything, all right? All right, I'm gonna let it run for 2 more minutes, all right? Okay, guys, it's been running for more than 2 minutes, like 3 minutes now, all right? And we're just gonna feel everything to see how hot it's getting, all right? So we're gonna feel the wire, this wire, not getting hot,
All right, it's pulling 1.14 kilowatts. That's close to the maximum this can do. Maybe another 600 watts and 600 watts. Yeah, another 600 watts, and this thing will overload already. Okay, so yeah, I want to feel this wiring here. Feel this. It feels fine. It doesn't feel warm at all. All right, I'm gonna feel the connectors back here. Don't do this. Nor make sure you put those heat shrink wraps fine. Okay, feels fine. It feels fine. Remember, we use 14 gauge wire. That can I think that can run like 1800 watts or something. Man, that's a lot more than this inverter can handle. All right, the wiring is fine. The wiring here is fine. The connector is fine. Not hot at all. Okay, it's been on for about 4 minutes. Inverter is getting pretty hot though. I'm not gonna lie, the inverter is getting pretty warm. All right, and this is the ideal setup that you want if you're going to run this thing at high power, is to have the lid open like this, so there's airflow in here. All right, I don't feel it getting too hot in here though. I can feel the exhaust fan coming out here, so it's kind of like it sucks it in here and it blows it out over here. It's kind of not, it's almost like sucking the hot air back into it, so not ideal. All right, but there you go, it works. Okay, cool deal. And the test. It works, and I was afraid like the wiring would get too hot and stuff. That outlet looked kind of dinky to me, honestly, but it seems to be fine. Okay, cool deal. All right, so I'm gonna go put all the panels back, and then that'll be it. All right, we'll run it one more time with the with everything back in. Okay, all right, let's figure out. Okay, you can see we turned the loads off. It's been around another minute, and this thing is still running. The fan is still running at a lot of power. This thing gets real hot real fast, so yeah. Okay, so during hot weather, maybe not so good to run this setup. All right. Okay guys, excited, here we go. We're so I've got everything back together, and so we're gonna do one more test with everything put back together. I've got my hot water pot here, and we're gonna see if I can make myself a cup of joe, all right, a coffee, all right. In other words, coffee. I've got some instant coffee here, all right. I've got some cold water. I got cold water out of the dispensers, so we gotta really heat that sucker up, all right. I know it's really inefficient, right? So here it is. This is the final results right here. So we gotta turn it on, hold it down, and let go. All right, and the vehicle is on. All right, I didn't turn it off. You always want to make sure your vehicle is on. All right, ready to drive. All right, we're gonna take that out. We gotta get to work soon. So, all right, and then so all we have to do is flip this open. All right, and then plug this in. Oh no, let's put the water in first. All right, put the water in first. All right, that cold water, it's gonna become hot water now. All right, plug it in. Okay, it should be running. If you want to make sure, all you have to do is open the trunk lid cover. All right, there it is. 940 watts, that's a good test right there. It's almost a kilowatt. All right, and we'll just watch the water boil. And if the breaker doesn't trip or if something doesn't catch on fire, I say it's a success. All right, and look at that. Doesn't it look like a OEM Toyota RAV4? All right, Hayes Mega did not have to pay the extra 10 or 15, I think it's 15,000, dude. The extra 15,000 for the XSE with the premium package. Nope, I did not. All right, so the total I've probably spent on this inverter project so far is probably around 150 bucks. That's like 10 times the savings, guys, over having to put like a OEM one. Now the OEM one, yeah, it would probably be better. It would be like 1500 watts. All right, we can push through the outlet. So this is actually wrong. All right, it says 1500 watts. This should actually be 1200 watts. All right, but don't worry, if you overload the circuit, the inverter will shut off, or it will shut off. Trust me, we tested it, and yeah, once you hit that, go past 1200 watts, that's it. All right, guys. Now this can handle a surge of 24 2400 watts though. So you could run a lot of appliances with this, right? Because when you start an appliance, it always usually has a surge. Oh, there we go. It's starting to boil. There it is. We're doing it. All right, I'm gonna wait till it just totally starts bubbling, and then we'll. Oh yeah. Let's put this in here. I can't do it with one hand though. Okay, I'm gonna go get our instant coffee out. Pour it into our cup here. Let me know if you guys know what this mug is. All right. Who these two lovely ladies are. Okay, oh wow, it's really boiling, guys. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna unplug it. It should just stop on its own. This does get kind of warm. This wire gets warm. Okay, gonna go pour it into here. Oh yeah, I have to find a way to mix it. I didn't plan that one out yet. Hold on, let me get something to mix it. All right, here we go, guys. Let's try it out. I know the test is already done. Oh, it's hot. All right, here we go. I give it a good stir. It's okay. It's kind of too hot. There's not enough sugar. I need more sugar, man. Well, all right, guys. So there you go. So for the last test, we made a cup of coffee. All right, with the hot water pot and a little baggie of instant coffee. All right, and there it is. There we go. So mission successful. All right. So Hades Mega's kind of done with his inverter project for the Rav4. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. It turned out pretty well. Like I said, it's a lot cheaper than buying an XSE with a premium package. I don't know if you can get an inverter with I don't know if there's an inverter option for the SE now. All right, it's 2023 now, so we got the 2023 models out, and they do come with the 6.6 kilowatt hour charger. All right, and I believe you have to have that charger to run this inverter. There's like a output on it for the inverter, and so yeah, Hades Mega stuck with the slow charger still, but that's fine. Whatever, man. Well, whenever I sit at a public charging station waiting for it to charge, yeah, man, I'll be kicking myself in the booty, is what I'm gonna say. But anyway, there we go. So in the first video, we installed the inverter, and then we installed the outlet right here, and then in another video, we installed the remote switch, which I'm gonna turn off right now. Okay, and then in this video, we made we installed an OEM outlet. All right, the OEM outlet is better than the one I installed on the other side. So now I have an outlet on this side, and I have an outlet on this side. All right, plus a 12 volts outlet right here. All right, and it looks OEM. All right, that's the thing. You would never guess. Yeah, you would never guess that. Like, yeah, that was put in by me. That's what I say. All right, so pretty cool. All right, I'm pretty happy with how it went out. Went down. Thanks for watching. I hope this was educational and entertaining. Thanks for watching. Hades Mega out.